Here's your news for September 11th, 2020. And your headlines include 2 major names released by WWE. Sadly, another round of WWE cuts coming today. AEW parts ways with another employee. Sami Zayn publicly blasts WWE. Genuine frustrations came out. Kurt Angle reveals whom Brock Lesnar wants to face next. John Cena reveals what he's been training for. Surprise for fans. Well-known wrestling legends passed away. Former WWE superstar hospitalized. The Rock and Queen Elizabeth next to each other causes attention during an NFL game. 2 confirmed sources revealed who is behind SmackDown's Mystery Woman vignettes. Extraordinary contract details of Miro, what's next for him, and more. We're kicking off today with news from WWE, as yesterday saw the company go through another wave of cuts. During April's releases, many employees were furloughed, including Gerald Briscoe, who has revealed that Vince McMahon has called him to tell him his services are no longer required, ending his 36-year tenure with the company, though Briscoe said he was okay with this and would still be around to help talent. More cuts are expected, but according to PW Insider, the WWE is only cutting those who were previously furloughed. They said, PW Insider is told by several sources that the departure of WWE Hall of Famer Gerald Briscoe is part of another round of financial cutbacks for the company. We are currently working to confirm how widespread the cutbacks will be and whether any talents will be released. It may be a case of the company opting now to bring back those furloughed, but we have yet to confirm that. It was also reported that WWE have brought back some office employees in the last 6 to 8 weeks, though those who are being let go, which is affecting the live events and travel departments the hardest, were waiting to get called back. Several superstars and legends have reacted to Briscoe's release, with Mick Foley calling him a tremendous asset, Dolph Ziggler thanking him for helping amateur wrestlers who wanted to go pro like himself, and producer Adam Pearce calling the former hardcore champion his wrestling dad. At this time, there are reportedly no superstar releases planned, though that could always change, and we'll keep you viewers up to date as we monitor the ongoing situation. Briscoe isn't the only name to be cut though, as Mike Rotunda and Sarah Stock have also been released. The news, which was first reported by PW Insider and confirmed by Dave Meltzer, comes after WWE began releasing people who they furloughed as part of April's cuts. The 62-year-old Rotunda retired from wrestling in 2004 and was hired as a road agent in 2006, which allowed him to revive his IRS character on Raw occasionally. Rotunda also has kids in the industry, as he's the father of WWE superstars Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas. As for Sarah Stock, the 41-year-old was hired in 2015 as a producer and trainer in the Performance Center and is best known as both Sarita and Dark Angel throughout her career, which saw her compete for Impact, AAA, CMLL, Stardom, and Shimmer. According to Fightful, salary cutbacks are hitting some hard. As they reported, the extreme cutbacks in WWE this year have led to many situations where salaries were decreased by tens of thousands of dollars even for non-wrestlers, and spots that would have many people performing the duties have 1 or 2 people. This increased workload is something nobody who's getting paid less wants to see, especially after WWE profited in a big way during Q2 of 2020. A lot of that saved money came from the company not touring, which also means certain departments don't need to be as large anymore, hence the cuts. Fightful is also reporting that WWE brought in understudies to cover in case anyone gets sick, and whilst WWE hopefully never has another positive case again, it's wise for the company to have a contingency plan to keep things moving. AEW also made one of its rarely seen cuts recently, as broadcast team member Jennifer Decker is no longer employed. After being with the company during their early days, Decker hasn't promoted anything AEW related since September, and all references to her on AEW social media and their website have been removed. Working as a model and actor before entering sports journalism, Decker had several positions before arriving in AEW, and whilst she'll still continue to host her Swing and Misses radio show on radio.com with her husband Cody Decker, fans won't be seeing her on AEW anymore. Speaking of AEW, NWA Women's Champion Thunder Rosa competed at All Out, and there's new details about her deal with AEW. Brian Alvarez noted that Thunder Rosa is currently on a per-night deal, meaning there's no contract keeping her with AEW, and the fact that she's defending her NWA Women's title on Dynamite is very interesting and practically unheard of in modern-day wrestling. We're looking ahead to September 27th's Clash of Champions next, and segments on tonight's SmackDown will build to the pay-per-view. Tonight, Bayley will have some explaining to do after she attacked Sasha Banks last week, and we imagine the phrase "ding dong" will be somewhere in her promo, since it's on her new shirts. Jeff Hardy will defend his Intercontinental Championship against AJ Styles tonight, though we can't rule out Sami Zayn showing up with his own title to stop the match having a satisfying conclusion. After WWE announced the match on Twitter, Zayn was choking on his own rage, asking who authorized the match, and promised that the quote, "bogus match" will not be for what he's calling a fraudulent title. From the look of things, WWE is heading towards a triple threat title match at Clash of Champions between the three, and Zayn's actions may prove that tonight if he interferes. Tonight's show will also see Bray Wyatt introduce a brand new member to the Firefly Funhouse, which he teased on last week's show, and time will tell who the Pied Piper of Puppets will reveal next. Now, Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar have met plenty of times in WWE, but now that Brock is a free agent, a return to the UFC is possible. Though the Beast seems interested in fighting former UFC light heavyweight champion Jon Jones, Angle has another opponent in mind as he revealed to Wrestling Inc., "I think he just wants Jones, but I just talked to my buddy Vitor Belfort. Just did a photo shoot with him a couple of days ago. We're both ambassadors for Smart Cups, but Vitor wants to fight Brock." A potential Lesnar-Belfort bout seems impossible, given that Lesnar spent most of his MMA career in the UFC, whilst Belfort is signed to one championship, and Kurt also gave his own theory as to why Lesnar hasn't re-signed with WWE, adding, "Something had to have happened because I heard they pulled all of his merchandise off the shelves, so it's not just Brock not having a contract and not knowing where he wants to go. The company, obviously, they're not going to let him go. Brock's pretty level-headed, he doesn't get in any trouble, so there's no reason to fire the kid. He's a tremendous athlete, a tremendous employee, so I think Brock just got tired of doing it." At this time, Lesnar hasn't revealed where he'll sign or if he'll continue with pro wrestling or MMA. As always, the Beast is keeping his plans to himself. John Cena news now, and the 16-time world champion has revealed what he's been training for. On Twitter, Cena revealed he'll be the new host of Wipeout on TBS, and will host alongside Nicole Byer of Netflix's Nailed It. And though no debut date for Wipeout's return has been announced, the show is back with a new hosting team and some insane water-themed obstacle courses. We've got some concerning news next, as Wolfie D, one half of PG-13, has been hospitalized with what's believed to be a blood clot that's traveled to his heart. The Memphis Wrestling News Facebook page broke the news, which comes after Wolfie D recently had surgery to repair a torn quad, and we would like to send our best wishes to him and his family at this time. We've got sad news to report now, as Barry Scott, the most recognizable voice of Impact Wrestling, has died, aged 65. Scott, who was also a wrestler in the company's earlier years, did the voiceover for countless videos for then TNA, with his final work in the company happening earlier this year, doing an introduction for Moose. In the tweet announcing his passing, Impact shared some of Scott's memorable voiceovers, and his tenure with Impact came after the Connecticut native attended Boston's Emerson College and hosted the Lost 45s with Barry Scott radio show since 1981, which focused on the music of the 70s and 80s. Scott's cause of death isn't known at this moment, and sadly, he isn't the only loss to the Impact family, as Stevie Lee, aka Puppet the Psycho Dwarf, has also passed. Part of TNA's weekly pay-per-view era, Puppet's last wrestling match was on December 30th, 2017, where he defeated Little Kato at BCW's A Sunny New Year in Berwyn, Illinois. Also appearing on Eric Bischoff's Half Pint Brawlers TV series that aired on Spike in 2010, Lee later turned his talents from wrestling to acting, as he did some work on FX's American Horror Story. A GoFundMe has been set up for funeral costs after Lee died unexpectedly on Wednesday, and whilst losing anyone is a huge loss for the wrestling community, losing two names so synonymous with early days Impact is a tough blow, and we here at Slat Rock send our deepest condolences to their families. We are focusing on the NFL next, as the league has been filling seats with cardboard cutouts, and at the recent Houston-Kansas City game, fans spotted The Rock side by side with Queen Elizabeth II. Commentary pointed out how friendly Her Royal Highness and the Great One were getting, and though fans wondered why The Rock and Queen Elizabeth were seated next to each other, the Bump's Dan Vollmeyer had our favorite response, asking, "Why ask why? This is tremendous." On Twitter, Rock reacted to his cutouts adventure, saying that his unique relationship with the Queen was revealed and welcomed back the NFL. Commentary even name-dropped the XFL, which The Rock now owns, and whilst he may be busy with his own brand of football, the most electrifying cardboard cutout is making some influential friends of his own. Back to SmackDown, and last week's show saw a very short vignette featuring a woman in heels, though their identity was not revealed, and fans were quick to throw out their own theories. Chelsea Green trolled fans who believe she's both this glamorous new superstar and also a member of the anarchist group Retribution, and according to a leaked script on Reddit, Green isn't the mystery woman and isn't a new face on SmackDown. According to the script, Carmella is the mystery woman, though a tenured writer who spoke to Ringside News speculated that it could be a swerve, even to those behind the scenes, but the impression is that the Princess of Staten Island is returning, and the vignettes for her. Carmella hasn't been on TV for a while, with her last match being the Money in the Bank ladder match in May. Online, Carmella has made no secret that she's ready to return, and given that Paul Heyman name-dropped her on SmackDown recently, and he rarely makes mistakes on the mic, it seems her return is imminent. Whilst it looks like she'll be getting a repackaging, there's always the possibility that the angle could be scrapped by Vince McMahon, just like Mustafa Ali's hacker, but for now, fans who once believed Carmella was part of Retribution can prepare to see her return in stilettos, not a ski mask. And we're ending today with news from Miro, who showed up on AEW Dynamite to be Kip Sabian's best man and took a shot at Vince McMahon's brass ring. According to Fightful, Miro has signed a contract with AEW, officially making him All Elite, and it's been noted that the two parties were talking for quite a while, and the contract is considered to be long-term pending an option on the deal. Miro's contract length hasn't been revealed, but we know he's not just limited to AEW, as Fightful also reported. The contract does allow Miro to work for New Japan Pro Wrestling and some independent dates, but prohibits other American televised dates, so New Japan USA would be off the table. Miro will likely talk about AEW in detail on his Twitch channel, as he's aligned with fellow Twitch streamer Sabian, and this is a very interesting bond for the two to share, especially considering WWE's recent issues with Twitch.